so now we've been able to operationalize AI. We've adopted that AI tool, that AI solution into what we do as part of our legal operation, or we are a company building out tools or products or services that is offering AI functionalities, or we are a company who, as part of our traditional tools, now AI is becoming part of how we do certain things. Or we are a company that, because we need to do certain things like fraud detection, whether we need to do due diligence, and now we're leveraging facial recognition to be able to confirm that the customers who uploaded their identity information are who they say they are. So whether you're leveraging internally to be as part of delivering a bigger mandate, which is why you exist as a business, we need to start thinking about what's the governance for the use of this technology is going to look like. And this is so important because, unlike anything that we've had before, again, introduces new set of risk that we've probably not accounted for in the past. In the past, you have your data protection or privacy program that you've implemented. You've had cybersecurity programs that you've probably implemented, and you probably even have, different industry standards. But hallucination wasn't a problem you were dealing with in the past. It wasn't. It's an unknown problem that has not been accounted for. So if, for example, as an organization, you even maintain things like risk registers, it simply means in your repository of risk, it's not a risk that you've accounted for. It's a different brand. So we need to start thinking about what this should look like. And interestingly, there are so many resources available when it comes to building out AI governance. And when it comes to AI governance program, one key advice is always not to try to reinvent the wheel, especially if you have like an existing program in place. So whether it's your security program, whether it's a privacy program that you already have in place, it's always very interesting that you don't try to reinvent the wheel or start from scratch. You simply can just leverage the existing program and just build on it. So what you find, typically, for example, if you look at the NIST, that's the United States National Institute of Standards, the AI risk management framework, what you find is it has a bunch of controls. That is basically, one quick thing, for example, would be, you could say something like, disclose when you're using AI. That can be like a control specifically asking you to do certain things. And then it's your job to then operationalize that particular control. But what you also find is, ordinarily under your privacy program as well, you already also have a provision around transparency, which is also asking you to also disclose how certain things are done. So if, for example, you use AI as part of credit risk or credit rating or credit scoring, it simply means you have a job to then update your privacy notice, for example, to now say, you use AI to do this, and this is how the AI makes a decision. It looks at the historical data, maybe location data of where someone lives, and then decides based on that. But in addition to that, we've also deployed these safeguards to ensure that people are not disproportionately affected. They must be able to communicate that under the transparency umbrella. And the NIST framework is actually free, accessible on the NIST website. There is also the ISO standard, specifically for AI as well, which also has a bunch of controls that you also expect people to operationalize. Again, for those who have existing programs in place, you necessarily don't need to start building out things from scratch. You basically can just take it off from what already you have. Another quick example I'm going to give again is, again, for those who have existing security program or privacy program, one thing is that there's a good chance that, especially for larger organizations, maybe not small organizations, who may necessarily not have the personnel to do that, is there's a good chance you have something called a data governance committee, which basically, the governance committee, the data governance committee exists to help organizations in terms of making more strategic decisions when it comes to data, the use of data. And this may be blind to whether it's personal or non-personal data. So, one thing you find under the risk management framework also is around having some sort of oversight mechanism internally as well, which is also like the governance committee. So rather than have and create a distinct AI governance committee, why not add AI governance to the mandate of the existing data governance committee? So that way, they're basically just expanding the mandate of those. Because again, there's a very good chance that those who will make up the members of the data governance committee will also be part of the AI governance committee.